Good morning, Davao, Mindanao. Good morning, North, South, East, and West. This is Gilbert Lopez Martije Canso. For the headlines, weather forecast, southwest monsoon affecting the western section of southern Luzon and Visayas. Local news, Sara PBBM _ sacrifice compassion. DCWD urged water storage from June 21 to 23, 2024. Davao de Oro breaks ground for Masara landslide resettlement. PBBM admin to pursue Mindanao Railways. National news. Early morning fires displaced dozens of families in Iloilo City. 1,600 families near the Canlaon or Mount Canlaon received cash aid relief goods. International news. Biden offers path to the citizens to spouse of U.S. citizens in election year gambit. Austrian pro-tax heirs gives wealth to social climate left-wing groups. Entertainment news. British actor Ian McKellen recovering after falling off London stage. OJ Diaz has filed a counter-affidavit on the cyber libel complaint filed against him by Bea Alonso. Sports news. NBA Final, Jason Tatum Celtics put away Mavs for records 18 title. Brandon Bates, the Bolts and Beans. Featured stories. The Scottish Isle you can only visit on a day trip. Alalom waterfalls in the Philippines. And for the trivia, don't you know that former President Rodrigo Duterte cast his vote at Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School or DRANS? Weather forecast. Southwest monsoon affecting the western section of southern Luzon and Visayas. Mindanao weather condition will be partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain shower or thunderstorm due to localized thunderstorm with possible flash floods and landslide during severe thunderstorms. Local news. Sara PBBM _ sacrifice compassion. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte underscored the significance of sacrifice and humility during Eid al-Adha. In her Eid al-Adha message, Duterte highlighted the importance of sharing the celebration, meaning emphasizing the need for goodwill, charity, and compassion among people. Our participation in the celebration signifies our unity as a nation, strengthened by our respect, acceptance, and love for one another despite our differences in language, religion, and or beliefs, she stated in the Facebook post on June 17, 2024. She also urged everyone to take the opportunity to pray for the strength, peace, and protection of our country. Meanwhile, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. extended his wishes to Eid al-Adha or Eid al-Adha, expressing hope that everyone gains wisdom and resilience to overcome challenges and recognize the value of surrender. He hoped that individuals find the courage to sacrifice comfort and security. DCWD urged water storage from June 21 to 23, 2024. The Davao City Water District, DCWD, has advised residents once again to store water in the preparation for heavy rainfall expected from June 21 to 23, 2024. This advisory particularly concerns areas served by the Davao City Bulk Water Supply Project, DCBWDP. Davao City Water Districts urge its customers to store water in clean, covered container due to anticipated low water pressure or potential water service interruption during this period of heavy rainfall. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration or PAGASA officially declared the start of rainy season on May 29, 2024 following months of drought. According to the Davao City Water District announcement on June 16, 2024, PAGASA forecast heavy or prolonged rainfall that could lead to reduced flow of or temporary suspension of the bulk water supply, primarily due to high turbidity in the Tamugan River. Turbidity defined by the Collins Dictionary is the extent to where a clear liquid scatters light, typically indicating the presence of suspended particles. Davao City Water District plans to utilize groundwater sources to maintain an uninterrupted water supply in heavy rainfall persist. However, areas are especially those at higher elevation or distant from the storage facilities may experience limited to no water supply during peak demands period or turbidity remains high in the Panigan-Tamugan area. DCW reassured residents that affected areas will be closely monitored to ensure water delivery within 24 hours. Davao de Oro breaks ground for Masara landslide resettlement. The provincial government of Davao de Oro conducted a groundbreaking ceremony on Friday, June 14, 2024, initiate housing interventions for residents affecting by the recent Masara landslide. The Mako Bagong Bahay Bagong Buhay Permanent Resettlement Program will be established in Barangay Calabcab, Mako Town. Sponsored by Apex Mining Incorporated, the 3.6 hectare relocation area will accommodate 200 housing units. Elizabeth Uy, Mako's Municipal Social Welfare Development Officer, MSWD, highlighted that the Mines and Geosciences Bureau, MGB, endorsed this site as suitable for resettlement housing. Earlier, provincial officials convened a stakeholder forum on May 24, 2024 at the Mulabi Hotel, Tagum City, aiming to initiate timely housing and community building interventions for affected families from the barangay of Masara, Mainit, Tagbaros, and Elizalde. The disaster, which claimed 93 lives, struck on February 6, 2024 following heavy rains from the northeast monsoon and a low-pressure area. It primarily impacted Masara, characterized by volcanic clastic-like agglomerate and tuff. Despite being designated a no-build zone since 2008, Barangay Masara continue to be inhabited, hosting various infrastructure and a large-scale mining operation. As revealed during the February 10, 2024 Budyong online session by MGB Davao RGP. Tagum City, Davao del Norte, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. eyes to pursue the much expected completion of the Mindanao Railways Project MRP Phase 1 to shorten travel to time from Tagum to Davao, then Digos by about 1 hour. In this message, during his recent visit to Tagum City, Davao del Norte, Marcos mentioned the railway project among other big-ticket infrastructure which the current administration is working on to complete. He urged Davaoenos to watch out for the completion of Mawab Maragusan Caraga Road and the Carmen-Tagum City Coastal Road and the Tagum City Bypass Road. He also assured them of the warmth and the intensity of interest of the administration to push the completion of the project and to make sure that this will ultimately benefit the Filipino people, especially those in the project sites. Kapag ito pong malaking proyekto na ito ay matapos na, hindi lamang ginhawa sa biyahe ang mararamdaman natin, kung hindi ang mabilis din na pagpasok ng kaunlaran dito, he said during his visit in Tagum on June 6. National news. A fire broke out early Monday morning, June 17, 2024 in Barangay Tanza, Bonifacio and Rizal, Estanzuela City proper, District Iloilo City, destroyed dozens of houses and displaced at least 84 families according to the City Social Welfare and Development Office or CSWDO. At 2:15 a.m. a fire alarm was raised in Barangay Tanza, Bonifacio. The alarm was raised to multiple alarm and at 3:59 a.m. the BFP declared that fire under control. The Iloilo City Bureau of Fire Protection BFP confirmed that the fire had been fully extinguished by 4:37 a.m. Multiple agencies responded to the blaze including the BFP, USAR Iloilo City Police Office, ICPO, PSTMO, Squad Fire, ICAG, Fed Fire, Maintain Tiger, Philippine Red Cross, Pegasus, and more power. A fire in Barangay Tanza, Bonifacio and Rizal, Estanzuela destroyed 32 houses and partially damaged 12 in 2 barangays. No casualties were reported. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, DSWD, distributed cash, assistance, and relief goods to almost 1,600 families affected by the eruption of Mount Canlaon in Negros Occidental over the weekend. First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos and Social Welfare Secretary Rex Gatchalian led the turnover of the 17 million pesos worth of assistance in Bagus City and La Castellana town on Saturday afternoon. A total of 1,386 families in La Castellana and 193 in Bago City received 10,000 pesos each, or a total of 15.79 million pesos under the DSWD assistance to individuals in crisis situation AICS program. Also distributed were 288 hygiene kits, 97 sleeping kits, 193 family kits, and 194 family food packs worth of 1.201 million pesos. We will continuously ensure that the displaced families are provided support in their basic necessities as well as their psychosocial well-being. May Rago Castillo, Information Officer DSWD 6 Western Visayas, said in an interview on Saturday. International news. U.S. President Joe Biden on Tuesday will announce a program offering a path to citizenship to hundreds of thousands of immigrants in the U.S. illegally who were married to U.S. citizens, a large-scale legalization efforts that contrast sharply with Republican rival Donald Trump plans for mass deportation. The program, which will roll out in coming months, will be open to an estimated 500,000 spouses who had lived in the U.S. for at least 10 years as of June 17. Senior Biden administration officials said in a call with reporters on Monday, some 50,000 children under age 21 with a U.S. citizen's parents also will be eligible. They said the majority of the people who would likely benefit and are Mexican, they added. The program will allow the spouses and children to apply for permanent resident without leaving the U.S., removing a potentiality lengthy process and family separation. They could eventually apply for U.S. citizenship. An heiress who has denounced the absence of taxes on wealth and inheritance in Australia or Austria has given the bulk of her money, 25 million euros or 27 million dollars, to 77 organizations including social and climate groups as well as prominent left-wing ones. Marlene Ingelhorn, 32, has spent years criticizing the birth lottery by which she inherited tens of millions and does not have to give any of it to the state, and calling for change. In January, she said that a panel picked by a pollster as representative of the Austrian public would decide how to distribute the sum. Without any intervention of her part, the list of 77 recipients was announced on Tuesday. A large part of my inherited wealth, which elevated me to a position of power simply by virtue of my birth, contradicting every democratic principle, has now been redistributed in accordance with democratic values, Ingelhorn said in a statement. Entertainment news. British actor Ian McKellen, 85, fell off a London stage mid-performance and is now recovering after being taken to hospital, a theater statement said on Tuesday. McKellen is starring as John Falstaff in Player Kings, a production of William Shakespeare's Henry IV, Part 1 and 2 in the Capital West End Theatre District. In a fight scene during Monday evening performance, McKellen lost his footing and fell off the front of the stage, crying out as staff rushed to help, media reported. The show was cancelled and the actor was taken to hospital. Following a scan, the brilliant NHS team have assured us that he will make a speedy and full recovery and Ian is in good spirit, the theater statement said. The performance on Tuesday was cancelled to give McKellen a chance to rest and the play will resume on Wednesday. It added McKellen is best known for playing Gandalf in the film versions of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and was also Magneto in the X-Men movies. His stage career stretches back to 1961, where his credits includes playing Richard III, King Lear, and Macbeth. In a press statement, Diaz lawyers Reggie Tunggol said that talent manager filed a counter charge for perjury with damages against Alonso at the regional trial court in the Quezon City on Tuesday. In our 70-page counter affidavit, we called out the complainant by not clearly stating in her 16 pages or page complaint affidavit the specific individuals who altered the specific defamatory statement, making it appears it was all Mr. Diaz who made them, Tunggol said. They even failed to show clear and convincing proof of actual malice, whether in a form of reckless disregard for a truth or ill motive, which is a legal requirements and standard of the complaint is a public figure, he added. In May, the Kapuso actress filed 3 separate criminal cases for cyber libel against Diaz and Christopher Min, along with their co-hosts in their respective online programs. And for the sports news, Jason Tatum recorded 31 points and 11 assists as the Boston Celtics locked up their league record's 18th championship with a 106-88 blowout of the Dallas Mavericks on Monday night in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Tatum also had 8 rebounds while Jaylen Brown added 21 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists for Boston, which celebrated the 16th anniversary of its most recent title by completing a 16-3 playoffs run. The Celtics knocked off the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2008 finals, and those two teams shared a league record with 17 championships apiece before Monday. Drew Holiday had 15 points and 11 rebounds, and Derrick White clipped in 14 points as Boston wrapped up the best of 7 series on its second opportunity. Brown was selected the finals MVP after averaging 20.8 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Coffee has been an important part of Brandon's Bate life story. Before being a champion in the PBA, it was reported that Bates had tried his hand at working as a barista. In his personal life, it was also a photo of a coffee shop that led to how Bates and Ruscio Trillo, whom he is currently dating, started on going out. I posted an Instagram story of a coffee shop, then he DM'd or directly messaged me. Ruscio, the daughter of the head coach Luigi Trillo, shared with GMA News Online. She said she slid in the first all right. She followed me, Bates gestured. Following isn't a move, Ruscio countered. As what type of coffee he could compare that championship with. Bates said, Spanish lot. Sweet is the right word. It's also on of her favorites. Love stories aside, Bates' journey to becoming a PBA champion was much like coffee beans that needed to be ground first before being mixed to perfection. Featured stories. Every spring, almost 100,000 seabirds, guillemots, great squaws, razorbills, and poppets descend on the small islands of Handa, just off Scotland, for northwest coast. Handa Island can be glimpsed from many points among the coastline of far northwestern Scotland, but it's approximately to the mainland means that unless you know what you are looking at or have a map to hand, you may not realize it's actually an island, and its nearest point just 300 meters separate in from the rest of the country, close enough that you may be tempted to think on a sunny day to swim out to it, where it is not for a chill of the water. The 10-minute ferry to the island leaves from a small pier at Tarbet, a tidal hamlet 5.5 winding miles by road from the larger village of Squarey. approaching its eastern side and landing on a soap white sand beach lap by turquoise water. The island looked surprisingly tranquil, with little indication of a steep cliffs covered in seabirds that it is famous for. The name Alalom is believed to be derived from the Lomad Bukidnon word malalom or madalom, which means deep. This could be our old folk reference to the deep catch basin of Alalom Falls. This description focuses on the deep of waters basin of Alalom Falls along the main highway in the boundary of the municipalities of Impasog, Ong, and Sumilao is Alalom Falls, a towering cascade that was once an iconic tourist destination of Bukidnon province, now in a state of neglect, ignored but never forgotten. Alalom Falls stands at a height of approximately 45 meters, a single-layer cascade with a deep circular catch basin. Its cold water emanates from natural springs at the islands of Kitanglad Mountains range that flows through the network of rivers and streams towards the Taguluan River before emptying to Makahalar Bay. For the side stories, let's watch this. Don't you know that former President Rodrigo Duterte cast his votes at the Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School or DRANS? Duterte, clad in navy blue polo shirt and pants and black leather shoes, arrived at the premises of DRANS around 4:30 p.m. He was accompanied by his common-law wife, Hanilet Abasenya, and Senator Bongo, with the usual presidential security group partly in tail. The president got in at his precinct 1245-A before 5 p.m. and Duterte brought with him his código or list of prepared candidates for national and local posts to guide him while shading his ballots. That's all our news for today. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell button for you to be updated of the Pinoy Rab YouTube channel. This is Gilbert Lopez Martia Cacho. Good morning.